So what pairs well with a light brew? Heavy conversations, of course. Okay, welcome back to Hello Day. It is another fantastic session here for you. And this time around, we're doing a part 2 of one of our, I don't even know, amazing, awesomest lady guests that we've had on, of course, the podcast. Muthoni Mukiri was here with us, okay, not too long ago. And we were really actually talking about some of the things, ladies, that we can learn from men when it comes to the world of dating. And so coming back to part 2, we really want to talk to you about boundaries. Okay. And so let me start off by welcoming Muthoni back. Hello.
Hi.
Still looking good, looking fab as
Thank
always.
you. Happy to be back.
Happy to
I
be
love
back.
this. Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Muthoni.
You're welcome.
So we had a great session last time because you gave us some gems, as they call it, when it comes to things that women don't seem to be seeing that men are acing at very, very well.
Yeah.
And you talked about how guys do what works for them and benefits them at the moment. But then we talked about also the guilt that comes from women or within us when we say we want to articulate what we want. But then now here comes the issue. Assuming that I'm getting that backlash, Muthoni, I'm not really getting what I want. Where do these boundaries now come in? Because boundaries now is a big topic. Everybody's talking about boundaries. So for you, when do these boundaries apply?
When you're during dating, right? That's what you're asking.
Yes.
First of all, you have to be clear about what you want. And for that thing that you want, the person you're looking for, that dream relationship,
All right.
what will that require from you? Who do you have to become for that beautiful relationship?
Wow.
And then so we look at what boundaries do I have to set, or what boundaries have I not been setting?
Yes.
Or in what ways did I let myself down and let people walk all over me that I need to start putting in place now to be able to get into that beautiful relationship. So boundaries are basically like a fence,
Yes.
but for your protection. Yes, it's for you to protect yourself. It's for you to love people while still showing up individually and authentically as yourself.
Right.
So boundaries don't have to be a fight, because sometimes when you say boundaries, it looks like I have a boundary. You cannot step over here. I'm blocking you. Bye-bye and all that.
It doesn't need to be a fight.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a fight.
Right.
At the same time, it also depends with the kind of people you have in your life. If your relationships or your friendships have been thriving because of your lack of boundaries, maybe the people in your life have been takers, or or it's been one of those very codependent relationships. Then in that case, when you start setting boundaries, some relationships or some friendships will have to go.
Yeah.
They will fizzle out because now they can't thrive without your lack of boundaries. Yeah. So with setting boundaries, number one, you have to communicate your boundary. For example, if you are letting people walk all over you, like they could call you any time of the day, they can just show up at your house and announce. And so you realize it's one of the reasons why your relationships were very one-sided, or you were taken for granted.
And you're so exhausted.
And you're tired.
Yeah, you're fatigued.
Yes.
Yeah, keeping up with Muthoni. You're like, what? I mean, this pal, you know.
Yeah, if you felt like people were too much and all that, and some of your relationships or your friendships suffered because of that.
That's true.
So you have to look at those boundaries.
Right.
Maybe not letting people come to your house unannounced. Note that as a boundary. Communicate it to the people in your life. Hey, I don't like people coming to my house unannounced. But then as you communicate that, also support them with the boundary. I don't like people coming to my house unannounced. You just let me know when you'd like to come, and then we can plan. I can let you know. That is you supporting them in the boundary.
Right.
And then they might still come. That is your boundary. So it's for you to enhance it. So if they are still showing up unannounced,
right,
you tell them, I told you can't come to my house unannounced.
Yeah.
So I don't have time now. You just go
Yeah.
And then let me know when you can come again. It's your boundary. You have to enhance it.
Right. And that cuts across the board.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to, you can support people with the boundary, but when they start stepping on it, it's for you to, it's not for them now. Because sometimes we say, kwani hawezi jiambia. Kwani pia wewe lazima uambiwe kila kitu. Hawezi jiambia kwa sababu sio wewe.
Yeah, it's
Kila
true.
mtu akona boundaries different.
Right.
So
a
that
different
part of,
upbringing. Yeah.
yes. So that part of you communicating is very important. And respecting your own boundary for yourself. If you don't want them to call you late at night, like they call you at 3 a.m. when they're drunk, they're coming from, and you don't want that. You don't want someone just calling you at 11 p.m.
Right.
Just tell them, I don't usually like it when people call me late at night, and I don't answer calls past 9 p.m.
Right.
So what you can do, you can just send me a text message, and then I'll call you in the morning.
I'll get back to you.
You see, that support. And if they call you at 1 a.m., you don't answer that call. You don't answer and then say, kwa nini unanipigianga? Yeah.
And, I mean, even when we just look at the comparisons, the first thing that you said that some people think boundaries means you actually have to fight with people. How is it that men are so good at executing their boundaries? It's like, yo, this chick did this, it's over, it's done. Whatever, they move on. Even sometimes you're not even aware that that boundary has been executed. You're just wondering, by the way, why hasn't this guy ever called me again? Yeah. And they just disappear.
I think it's also, number one, it's because sometimes we center our lives around that person, or we put them on a pedestal, and we make them, we give them a huge percent of our lives. So we feel like we have to have these people. He's disrespecting my boundaries, but I can't do without him. Yeah. But I love him.
And I love him. Yeah,
love is never enough. Love is not enough. Yes. There are other things that will support that relationship out, even on top of their love.
Right.
So it's that, and then that niceness. Yeah. Like you really want to be nice, but then the question is at whose expense?
Wow.
Because people pleasing is self-abandonment.
Absolutely. Yes. At your expense.
Yeah. So that wanting to be nice, you want to be agreeable, you want to be liked. But for men, it's non-negotiable. He'll tell you, by the way, never call me at that time when you're coming from the bar. Right. And he will not answer the call, by the way.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So where we left our conversation last time was really Muthoni asking you what's really benefiting you, okay? But here's the thing, we got thinking about that, and then we realized, by the way, there are some individuals who don't even know what they want. Have you seen that?
Yes.
In your therapy sessions,
I have
where
seen
someone
that.
doesn't know the kind of guy they want, they don't know what kind of personality they're looking for, but just because, I don't know, Mark is there, or he's cute, or he's available, or what, or he's giving me attention, that will go.
I have seen that. Yeah. And I was also like that.
Really?
Yeah, before now I started working on myself.
Yeah, that's like nice of you to say. How relatable.
I'm out here embarrassing myself. Yeah. So I used to be like that. Like you just get into a relationship because a guy likes you and he has hit on you. Yeah. Like it's not like you're thinking like, is he respectful? Is he kind? Is it what I like? Is he, okay, do I like this? How can I address it? Is it a deal breaker? Like you didn't even have deal breakers per se. You know, like you're just, so you find yourself, you're being disrespected so much. Right. But you think you have to sit there and make it work. Right. And you don't. Yeah. Because interviewing, dating is interviewing. It's kwa kiwanja with 100 candidates or however many. You're interviewing until you get the right person for a job. Right. So you have to have a list that, you know, you have to check, they have to check the boxes. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, KDF, you figure you don't reach the height, you don't match you can't have the strength, you don't have the capacity, out. Yeah. Okay. Next in line. Yeah. And you, wengine watalia, wengine watahonga, wengine Yeah, but it's part of the process.
It's part of the process.
Yeah, because even them, they are looking out for themselves as well.
True.
It's not just us who, like, unajua sasa, if I don't date him, you know, he has really tried to invest his time. He's looking out for himself. There's something you have that he wants. Correct. So it's not just that you. Yeah. So
open up the eyes.
Open up the eyes. That's why I say even when you go on a date, now you're here on a date, you're seated here, the guy is there opposite. Your focus, sometimes as women, we are trying, it's like we are auditioning. No. He's already seen, by the way, this girl looks okay, and I'm taking her out on a date. So when you're there on the date, that's not the time to think, hey, I hope my lipstick looks good. I hope my blouse has not moved. I hope I'm being No, your role there is to actually look at, is he respectful? How is he answering the questions? How is he interacting even with the waiters?
I know, one thing that Benjamin Zulu likes to say, and I know we talked about him actually before we started recording, is that he always says, do women care to ask the right questions when you're on a date? You're just, oh my God, selfie. Oh my God, we had Sijui Miniso.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Check me a video.
You're at Kempinski, you're busy taking selfies. You're foodie and you're busy taking, the camera eats first, right?
Yeah.
Even before you've eaten. And you're blown away with the aesthetics, but you forgot about what really brought you
the
there.
purpose of the date.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I think it's important. You've mentioned something about, do we ask the right questions? So what are the right questions? So first of all, you're not on that date to become siblings. So don't be scared to ask things about relationships.
Right.
Like you're on a date just talking about Ruto and about the weather. Okay.
If you talk to me about Ruto, maybe on a date, we're done.
And about Trump and whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just focus here. Ask questions about
his thoughts on
his thoughts on marriage.
Right.
Yeah, you can ask about
whatever.
some of the things he's learned in his other relationships. What would you want to do different moving forward?
Right.
Yeah, ask such deep things. Ask him about his childhood. How were you brought up?
Right.
How looking at how you are brought up, how would you like to raise your kids? Yeah, ask him about, and especially we mentioned about Ruto, but you can ask about current issues.
Yes.
For example, if you see like a celebrity breakup where there was an issue with providing or violence, or just ask him. But there's this story about, I don't know if you follow this, some of these famous people, about this and this couple.
All right.
This and this happened. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts about providing or about this and that?
Right.
Like ask deep. Let them know you're deep. If they're just looking for a good time, there won't be a second date, which is good for you. Right? Like you don't want to be there wasting your time.
And don't take it personally. There's no second date.
Yeah. It's maybe God's protecting you. And then also, not everyone is for everyone.
Right.
Someone might be a good person, they look all that, but they're just not for you.
It's true.
It's
I've seen titles where, even the good person can be the wrong person for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Ask questions. And I actually even say,
yeah.
Especially those who come to me with like, I'm ready to date and all that. Before you go on the first date, there are things you need to know.
Yeah.
Is he married? Maybe things like where are you going on a date with someone you don't even know their marital status, and then on the date you're realizing kumbe he actually even has 2 wives. Like what are you even doing there with your beauty, and all that.
That's right there.
Yeah. So even before the first date, those conversations you're having on WhatsApp, he's asked you, hey, can we do lunch? Yeah. Then you ask him like on a date. Then he's like, yeah, whatever. Then you can ask things like, so how old are you? Are you married?
Yeah.
Do you have any kids?
Right.
And what is your religion?
And by the way, it may sound so stupid that you're asking someone such questions, but let me tell you something. I think Kenyan men have made a career out of being married and available.
Yeah.
Like, literally, there's a problem in this town.
Yes, so ask
people
those things.
People don't actually see
and then,
anything wrong with me taking you out on coffee and I'm married. What's the big deal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even you're just like, I mean.
Yes. So it happens so much and people lie. Lie. But then, because I get this question of, but he can lie. Sawa, but you've asked.
Yes.
You've not just assumed, because women assume he's asked me out on a date. I just assumed. Why would you assume? You've not been brought up with this person. You don't live with them. You don't even, why are you even assuming? Mimi. Yes, I'm really passionate about it. Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
No, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. This deer in the
ask
headlights
the right
kind of attitude it just needs to end.
So be clear. Be clear on what you want and show up like that from the start. Yeah. Because sometimes as ladies, we show up trying to be what we think the guy wants.
Okay.
I don't want to be too much. I don't want to look like I don't want to, we're just going with the flow. And then 3 months, this man has not progressed anything in terms of the relationship.
Right.
You've already caught feelings. And then now you're at that point where you're almost asking, what are we? It's a really bad place to be at.
It's true.
So you start these serious conversations and questions let him know you are a babe for relationship or you are a babe for commitment. You just don't want to wishy-washy. If he's wishy-washy, he will not answer those questions, or you can tell this is just a shallow man.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And the next point is really about walking away, Muthoni. And I think one of the challenges that women really do have is literally just saying whatever. Yeah. Like on to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deuces.
Mm-hmm.
So what's our problem, by the way, with walking away? I know it's the whole nice girl thing, but do you think there's also a huge part about this fear of being by yourself that haunts women? Like, how can you just be whatever age you are and not have a guy?
Yeah.
And guys really don't care. They can be 65 and feel nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
So the question is, why are you with this person? Why am I with him? You know, it gets back to, are my needs being met? Why am I? Because sometimes we can focus on, he's not doing this for me, but why are you still there? Yeah. Can we also look at the why? Even you asking yourself, why? Is there a reason why I'm in this relationship? And then also another thing is, when you get into a relationship, there are things you were doing that made you very irresistible, attractive. You are doing your solo dates with your girls. You are doing your self-care. You have hobbies. There are things you used to do. Sometimes we get into a relationship and we forget about that. And so now we are depending on all our happiness to come from the guy. Right. Like our excitement, our life basically is now, for us to be happy, for us to feel good about ourselves, for us to feel validated, it has to be him. Yeah. And he's just a person. He's not God. He's just another human being. And so sometimes we can be dependent so much on this person that even when they're hurting us, we don't see a life outside them. We don't see any other way to be happy except this person. Because in our minds, our focus is on this guy. Uyu asipo, siwezi pata mwingine.
Shock on you.
Yeah, shock on you.
And the detachment is so crazy because once you're already in that deep hole, for you to actually get out and recover and get to a good space, man, that's a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot of work.
And actually, even when ladies leave like a toxic man, or not even a relationship that's not for them, their mind might not be toxic, but it can just be that's not a relationship for you. One of the things I tell them is, you have to find your happiness again. He has not taken your happiness and gone with it. Create it again. Find yourself again. Yes. And the vacuum he was feeling in your life. Like you see now, on Saturdays we go for pizza. On Sunday morning we do brunch. You have to fill that space with other things. Feel good things and all that. Yeah. So I think also that dependence so much on, unajua siwezi pata mwingine, unajua huyu people, how many people in the world? Yeah.
It's true. Is that what you would call now decentering men? In your opinion? Is that decentering men? Is that you bringing the focus back to you? Is that what you'd call decentering men?
I think I would say focus on yourself even when in a relationship. Maintain your individuality because you're an individual, he's an individual, the relationship. So don't lose that. Try not to lose that. So please have hobbies, have things you really like, have things that fill your cup. Outside the relationship. By the way, when I say outside the relationship, I don't mean with other people.
Right.
Yeah. It means in your own space.
Things in your own space. You will be surprised how you abandon yourself as a babe to start following what the guy also enjoys. Not just following him, but even what he likes. I mean, how many girls do you see in the bar who are completely bored to death because they have to sit there and watch Man U and Chelsea or whatever playing? And you don't even bloody like football. You don't even know anything about football, but you have to be there with your man. And you have to suffer through it, by the way, because if you don't, I mean, who can ever be by you? Exactly. As in, it is ridiculous, like how people abandon what they enjoy.
Yes, and your worth...
And cannot even articulate what they don't enjoy.
Your worth is not defined by a man. It is not defined by another person. So find things you're passionate about.
Right.
Yeah, when he goes to do Man U, you stay in the house and do your self-care. Catch up with a series. Go hang out with your mom.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Find the things
so that your life is not just revolving around another person.
Correct. Yeah. When is a good time to pump the brakes on dating, Muthoni? I'm sure you've seen situations where you've just told a babe, you know what? Imagine, I don't think you need to date right now.
Sitaki kukusikia karibu na mwanaume. Just take, okay, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Like, you see them cross the road.
Yeah. If you have been in a string of, you have never been single. Like since you started dating at 22, now you're 31. Yeah. Kumekuwa na, you're overlapping. Huyu mwingine anaingia katikati. Like you've always been in a relationship. You need to pause and you need to know yourself alone without that person.
Because those
Who
kind
are
of
you?
individuals don't know themselves.
Yeah, who are you without that relationship, without
Right.
that man, without those external things?
Right.
That's number one. Or if you've gone through like 3 bad relationships. Hii ya kwanza ulikuwa unagostiwa a whole month, ikaisha. Hii ya pili ulichapwa. Ya tatu kuna wasichana wengine nje. Like, let's take some time. Just pull back and
Those
let's
are crazy
let's do some work.
scenarios,
Yeah.
but yeah, very real.
I say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you're not ready to give, because relationships are also about giving. Yeah, because as much as women are like, hey, Amy, I want him to do what, you have to be ready to give your time.
Yeah.
You have to be ready to listen. You have to be ready to be emotionally available. So if you're not ready to give and to share your time then yeah, just wait till you get to that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think on the next episode, I have Muthoni around. We're going to really talk about how to tackle the beginning, that honeymoon phase. First of
The
all,
talking stage.
the talking
from the
stage.
talking
I think,
stage.
we should talk about
Yeah,
that.
because
Yeah.
in most relationships, I've said most, not all, things don't just go wrong.
Yeah.
Things start wrong. What was the foundation? What was the beginning?
All right.
Yeah. So that talking stage, the honeymoon stage, I think it's a really sensitive and very critical time, especially
It's not just for,
Yes, and
for good vibes and inshallah. It's not.
and hangouts. So and especially for those who want a long-term,
Yes.
fulfilling, beautiful relationship, like you're done with
very
James, now you want to.
critical stage.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you
so
set
I think
the
we have a
tone.
date then.
We do have a date. Yeah, I love talking. I'm really passionate about it. So
Right.
even sometimes when I come out like I'm a bit harsh, it's just in the passion. It's coming from a good place, from a place of love. Like I do this every day with ladies. So
Yeah. And honestly, some of you, by the way, you need a kiboko just to
Yeah.
wake you up.
yeah, sometimes I'll have sessions with ladies and then afterwards like, by the way, this is a wake-up call.
It is a
because-
wake-up call.
Yeah.
Because this is the point where, and I, now I'm all about the alignment, season. And I love it because it's trending, This is the point where you need to be figuring out, by the way, if so and so does this, we're not aligned. We are not aligned.
We are not
That's what you
aligned.
just need to start saying. We're not aligned.
Yeah, and sometimes not aligned doesn't mean the relationship is bad. Sometimes you have to learn to communicate, and especially the difficult conversations.
Right.
You have to learn to speak without letting your emotions get in the way and
Right.
without letting your wounds
come through.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what, when you look at it that way, it's not as easy as people think. First dates are not that easy. And I think I'm going to task you to really think about what we can share on the episode about how to navigate first dates, how not to make it literally look like you're a HR practitioner.
Yeah. To have a good time, at the same
have a
time
good
to not
time.
forget why you on the date.
Right. Because she's not saying you show up with a full scarf and a pen.
Ati umesema hapo nini? And then now you're
Okay, so Muthoni, thank you so much for
You're
this.
welcome.
We're going to do this again. And of course, make sure you check her out on all her socials. FYI, you can get more details and also how to get in touch with her. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Hello Day. Be sure to support us. You can see that number right there. Okay? Tuma Kakiru, support the podcast. We'll appreciate it. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Visit ke.thebar.com and grab a Tusker Light to turn up the light as you listen to your fave podcast. Excessive alcohol consumption is harmful to your health. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.